The key BJP strategy meet, a 3-day meet is underway. Today is day 2 of the strategy meet, and the BJP Rajasthan chief has dropped what is being looked at as a political bombshell. He's essentially said that elections in Rajasthan will be held under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. Uttar Pradesh in 2017 was also not contested under Yogi Adityanath, yet we won. And now the big question that is really being asked here is this a snub to Vasundhara Raje Scindia? Rajasthan, remember, goes to elections next year.
राजनीति में इसकी कोई सेट फिनोमेना नहीं है। कांग्रेस भी लड़ती रही है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी भी, दूसरे दल भी। कई बार चेहरे प्रोजेक्ट होते हैं और कई बार नहीं होते हैं। इसकी कोई निश्चित धारणा नहीं है। मैं कांग्रेस की राजनीति की बात करूं तो उन्होंने कभी अशोक गहलोत को सीएम प्रोजेक्ट नहीं किया। पिछली बार यूपी में जब चुनाव हुए थे तो योगी जी प्रोजेक्टेड नहीं थे। तो कुल मिलाकर पार्टी का आलाकमान यथा समय इसका निर्णय करता है। लेकिन राजस्थान में जहां तक सवाल है, हमारी जो बड़े नेता, केंद्रीय नेता जितनी बार भी आए हैं, उसमें मुझे लगता है कि हमारे पास में मोदी जी जैसा चेहरा और मोदी जी जैसा बड़ा नाम है। उनके सरकार के अपने काम है जिसका लाभ राजस्थान की जनता ले रही है। संसदीय दल इतना सक्षम है, आलाकमान इतना सक्षम है। हमारी पहली चुनौती है और पहली हमारा संकल्प है 2023 में कांग्रेस को सत्ता से बाहर करें, पार्टी को बहुमत के साथ सत्ता पर काबिज करें। चेहरा कौन होगा, नेता कौन होगा, इसका फैसला पार्टी का संसदीय दल तय करेगा, जिसको हम सब लोग स्वीकार करेंगे।
So in a surprising move, the state BJP chief of Rajasthan, Mr. Satish Poonia, has gone on record to give a comment which could get the BJP's very difficult and treacherous fault lines and tectonic shifts in the party in the state of Rajasthan to the fore all over again. We are talking about the issue of who becomes the chief minister should the BJP form its government in Rajasthan. We know that this issue has come up in the past also. There has been a very bitter battle between the Vasundhara Raje camp as well as those supporting the central leadership. The BJP is definitely trying to work on bringing a whole new set of leadership in Rajasthan. This time around, the statement of Mr. Poonia, where he says that number one, the elections will be fought under the leadership of the Prime Minister, with him as the face, assume much more importance because this is coming almost a year ahead of elections in the state. In fact, more than a year, almost 1.5 years ahead of elections in the state. Rajasthan goes to polls in December 2023. That is the amount of time the BJP is giving itself to settle this leadership issue, and if there were to be a response or a reaction from the Vasundhara Raje camp, to be able to manage that as well. They tried doing that in the past also when Vasundhara Raje was the chief minister, but did not really succeed. We've seen all the stories that emanated from Rajasthan when she was chief minister. Now, Satish Poonia mentions a very, very important thing. Number one, he says that we have a strong next-gen leadership which is ready, which has been bred within the party under the leadership of the Prime Minister, and they're ready to take charge. That's an important message. Is he giving an important message to Vasundhara Raje camp? And number two, he says that these experiments have been fairly successful in the past. He gives the example of UP 2017, where Yogi Adityanath was not the chief ministerial face and yet the BJP won, and then he was installed as chief minister. He then gave the example of Mr. Ashok Gehlot, who he says the Congress never declared him as the chief ministerial face, yet he became the chief minister in 2018. So given this statement, one can only expect that there could perhaps be some sort of fault lines that could come to the fore all over again.
All right, let's now go across to Harsha Kumari Singh joining us with the very latest. So Harsha, key strategy meet underway, and what we're now learning essentially is that the election, as far as the BJP is concerned, is going to be fought under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. This, of course, has put Vasundhara Raje Scindia's role in question.
Definitely Satish Poonia's, the timing of his statement, just as the BJP election, the organizational meet gets over, definitely raises many eyebrows, because the timing of him giving a statement like that is definitely has much larger repercussions. Now, do remember that when Mr. Nadda came into Rajasthan the day before yesterday, just ahead of the BJP meet, he made sure that he took everybody with him in his car. So all along, he had Vasundhara Raje on his left-hand side, even on stage, in the car that he used in the road show from the airport to the Hotel Marriott, I beg your pardon, to where it's now the Leela. So till the hotel, he had Gulab Singh Kataria, Satish Poonia and Vasundhara Raje with him. So clearly, the message to everybody in the BJP in Rajasthan was quite clear that, it's going to be like a combined, cohesive leadership. And they're not going to sideline Vasundhara Raje in any way. And like now you have Mr. Poonia's statement saying that, it will be fought under Mr. Modi's leadership. So clearly she is going to play an important part, but perhaps she may not be the CM face. I think that seems to be the message from here, that everybody is going to be, on the electoral bandwagon, and that's how they're going to fight the election. Of course, there are many, many contenders for the Chief Minister's post in Rajasthan, probably 8 in all, because a lot of the ministers from here are also prominent members in Mr. Narendra Modi's cabinet and the PM's cabinet. So you have Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, who was a front runner. You have Arjun Ram Meghwal. You have Rajyavardhan Rathod, also youth leadership. So these people have all, so there are many, many names, and obviously the BJP is probably going to keep people guessing if that's going to be the election strategy. Though, of course, this is not the final word, but the timing of Mr. Poonia's statement is very, very interesting as it comes just as the BJP's meeting of national organizational party office bearers gets over in Jaipur.